just thought it might be nice, maybe for everybody to kind of share really quick, like what their experience in tech is, what year they are, what they're studying. I am a senior at Davenport. I'm studying cyber defense. I am acting as vice president for the team. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to direct them to me. And then Joseph, it's your cue.
Oh, okay. I'm Joseph. I'm the president of the cyber defense organization. My major is cyber defense, obviously. Um, yeah. Ethan.
I'm a junior at Davenport. My major is network management with a specialty in security, and I am the scribe.
And if we want to go down the list really quick, Aja, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Aja. I'm a freshman with sophomore credentials, and I guess the closest experience I've had to tech was in high school, going to a tech high school and majoring in IT networking.
Was that KCTC?
Huh?
Was that KCTC, the school?
Oh, no, I'm from Las Vegas. Sorry. So,
Okay,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Thanks.
And it looks like Ashley, you're up.
All right, so my name is Ashley. I am in my 4th semester of the Masters of Science in Information Assurance and Cybersecurity at Davenport. But I did graduate last April 2019 with my bachelor's at Davenport. I'm currently a level 2 engineer at Works Cited and MSP out here in Holland.
That's awesome. And then Ben?
Cool stuff.
Hey, I'm Ben Lockridge. I'm a cyber defense major. This is my first year at Davenport, but I have enough credits to be considered a sophomore. As far as my background, I was in networking and cybersecurity at the Jackson Area Career Center for 2 years, and I'm currently working a help desk position for an engineering firm in Jackson.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right, Bodie, you're up.
I mean, I think a few of you know me already in here, but my name's Chris. I am majoring in cyber defense. I'm going into my last year. Let's see, I did a little bit of dabbled in CDO a little bit last year. 2018, 2019, I was IT help desk at Muskegon Community College. And yeah, I have a little bit of background, not as much as Roy. I bowed to him, but no, I have a lot of experience right across different things, but I'm learning a lot as well. Like me and Molly are doing Red Hat stuff in one of our classes this semester, so it should be interesting to kind of be on the other side of the token. So yeah, there's that.
Awesome. And then Alpira, is that right?
That's actually my alt account. I
Oh
literally,
yeah, I remember this now.
yeah, I can't figure out how the life of me to record this session without like having my alt account on it. So yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Where did that even come from? Like Alpida?
I don't know.
All right. Cassidy?
I am a junior majoring in cyber defense, and right now I'm a tech support specialist at my job.
Hey, we love support specialists. Katie?
Yeah, my name's Katie. This is my 2nd year here, but I have enough credits that I'm a junior technically. My major is network management with a specialty in security. I don't really have much background. I took a cybersecurity class in high school, but I'm just trying to learn.
That's awesome. This is a good place for it. And then Roy.
Why are you laughing?
Because
Nobody
you
likes
just
you,
make
Roy.
me laugh.
Not to laugh at.
So my name is Roy. I don't really know what I'm considered. My transcript says I'm a senior because I brought in so many credits from military and stuff, but I think I have like another year and a half to go. Sorry, my daughter, so I'm sure she's not gonna fall. I don't know. I've been tinkering and breaking into computers since I was 16, so I'm still. I like my just. I like to. Yes, honey. Hold on. I like to. I just like cybersecurity stuff. I'm majoring in network management with a specialty in security and CDO. And this is Riley.
Hi, Riley.
We see the top of her head.
Hi, Riley.
She giggles. Oh,
Awesome.
Okay. I think that's about it. I guess if anybody has any questions about stuff that Joe can't answer, he's pretty good with coding.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Roy really came in clutch last year for the team.
Oh, yeah.
And he's probably the only other person here that was on the team last year, I think. And then Stefan, how do you which way did that go?
Stefan is fine.
Oh, Stefan. Okay.
Yeah, so my name is Stefan. I'm a junior here, and I'm in cyber defense. Currently work as a tech specialist at Service Express here in Grand Rapids. So yeah, that's me. Happy to be here.
Awesome. It's good to have you.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
awesome. I think that is everybody. So thank you all for joining us tonight. And all right. I think Joe, you were gonna try to do a demonstration, yeah?
Yeah. So first off, I wanted to say sorry for like oh, by the way, download this stuff and get it working. I'm trying to make stuff like more interactive. But because of COVID, it's kind of harder because some people don't have strong enough computers, or the school blocks Kali Linux for some reason, just stuff like that. But I'm trying to get better at it, so yeah, bear with me here, I guess. So I guess the first thing, well, actually no, yeah, the first thing I wanted to ask and talk about was so I was debating and pushing around the National Cyber League event, if anybody knows that. Basically, it's just a bunch of different challenges where you can do things like reverse engineering, protocol exploitation, forensics, whatever. Um, and yeah, it's really cool. And I did it in my community college, and I've been trying to get it here. But the problem is um, for us, it's like if we do it through the school, it'll be like $700 for 20 people. So we can't do that obviously. But what we can do is we can have everybody sign up individually. But the problem is that I think it costs like, and don't quote me on this, I could be wrong, but it costs like $30 per person. But what we can do is we can pay for a portion of that, so it would be like 20 or 15, I think. Again, don't quote me on this, but would anybody be interested in that?
I already signed up.
Oh yeah, okay, that's cool. Anybody else? Because
I
I
might
might
be.
not I might not advertise it as much if you know I might only Unless we got like the whole everybody doing it, you know what I mean? I might not try to push it as much on the school anymore.
I would
Um,
like to,
I
but
might be.
I'm like, I don't have any background in it, so
What was that? I'm sorry.
I would like to, but I don't have like any type of cyber security background, so
No, that's perfectly fine. I actually, when I first took it, it was literally my first semester of college. Um, and it's one of those things that like, especially with the National Cyber League, it's all on your own. I mean, you can obviously ask questions and stuff, but um, like you're not. A lot of people feel scared that they're gonna like mess something up or whatever. You know, don't worry about it. You know, if you have questions, you can ask us or. You know, one of the biggest things I did, I just did a lot of research, you know, and it really helped me learn a lot. So even though people are new, it's definitely like the best way to like learn and stuff. So yeah.
Well, in between now and the middle of November, I think, is give you like practice rounds.
Yeah, I think it's called like the gymnasium or something like that. It like kind of puts you, um, it kind of like tests you based on your skill during the real competition. It'll like if you're new, it'll give you easier stuff to figure out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. So that, I mean, how well you do in the gymnasium doesn't impact where you start in like the individual rounds. If you want to do individual rounds, because you don't have to, you can just say that you want to compete as a team. I don't really know how it's. I can give you guys the link and you can read about it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, for sure.
What which
You
resource was
you
this?
compete as an individual. You'd be going against like Professor Anderson because he competes.
Which website was this? I guess I
I'll
missed that.
I'll send the link out.
All right.
Oh, by the way,
yeah,
I'll put in the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just say that kind of goes with everything. I understand that for this team, we have a lot of diverse knowledge. Some people have no experience at all. So, if at any point, anytime we're discussing something or demonstrating something, please ask questions. If you don't understand it, um, that's okay. The whole goal of this team is to learn and grow in your skills. So, if you are a little behind learning something, then feel free to either like ask in a meeting, or you can even email us separately if you prefer more privacy. And then same thing for like even installing some of the VMs. If you guys have questions, welcome to ask. Or even if you need some demonstrational help, I recommend downloading TeamViewer to your laptops. That's a really easy way to remote access and like help guide you through certain things. So feel free to ask questions if you guys ever need to ask anything.
Also, by the way, I forgot to say I put the link to download Kali Linux for anybody that can't download it because they're at school. It's here. I'll put it again. There you go. So just go to that and you'll see something called Kali download or whatever. So yeah, you know what? How about you guys just anybody that's interested, just kind of email me, and I'll put you down on the list and ask about like the price or whatever. So yeah, oh yeah, and the next thing I wanted to ask, or I guess really talk about was I had a couple questions about the HackerOne event, with like the bug bounty and stuff. They were asking like, you know, exactly how do they go about this? And maybe Roy will have a better explanation for it because he's doing that right now. But what I was basically telling people is like, there's not really a right answer. Okay, so for example, uh, what I saw when you like first start looking at like I was looking at the Verizon event, and they were saying like, you know, hack our servers, right? But this is what you can and can't do. So the next thing I would probably try to look for is like some kind of documentation, right, or something, saying how they would do things, and that might give me an idea about how to like break in. And it's like I said, it's not really something you can know. You just kind of have to find the loophole, right? And that starts with information gathering. So I don't know how to really explain it, but I do have a link that to a guy that kind of explains it. He does um, a capture the flag. I believe yeah, this is the one. So he actually breaks into a server from the TV show Mr. Robot. They made a capture the flag server, and it was the same thing, hacker server, but you can't do this or you can do this, and he kind of, as an example, he kind of shows his thought process and how he figures out how he got there, and stuff like that. And so if you're kind of confused on that stuff, if you are doing the HackerOne event, just kind of look at that as like a reference. Um, so yeah, Roy, did you have anything to say about that, or?
No, I mean, I really wish that I knew it was going to be a bug bounty program from the start, because, I mean, I wish I would have sent out a ton of information on Burp Suite and how to check the right domains, and I mean, being able to do bug bounties and what we do is an amazing thing, because you can actually make some pretty good money on the side. But last year I think I made like $2,000 just on like little websites, because I can't get those giant ones. Too many people go after them.
Yeah.
But being able to know how to do Burp Suite is really what you need to know, and then being able to look up the right domains, because that's what they were telling you. You have to stick within this domain and this domain and this domain, and then when you run those domains, it gives you like a list of 5,000 websites, and then you just start going.
Yep.
And
Pretty
then
much.
Burp Suite is just something that you can automate, and then you just sit back and let it do its thing. I mean, you have to understand a little bit of HTML and SQL, but you don't have to know everything. I sure don't.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think maybe in the future we can do something about how to set that up, because setting it up is a kind of annoying.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. He kind of. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely something to think about and whatnot. Because yeah, no, like Burp Suite, information gathering tools and stuff like that really help a lot. Like I said in that video, especially, I think he uses Burp Suite. I can't remember for sure, but there's definitely a lot of things that he kind of and he talks a lot, so it's like he kind of like you can know what he's thinking about and how he got there, and it's kind of like a reference. So yeah. Um, So yeah, I guess we'll get right into the demonstration for today. If you guys want to follow me, you can. Um, you don't have to, because I know some people couldn't get Kali installed. Um, so I guess I'll share my screen here. Did anybody have any questions or anything?
Nope, all good.
Sweet. Okay, hopefully this works. All right. So I was debating. If you guys saw in the email, I also said to get a Windows Server, and I was debating whether I wanted to set up like a domain and Active Directory and stuff. But I think I'm gonna save that for the next meeting, um, somewhat because it kind of ties in to what we're gonna do now, but also because I also kind of really messed it up and I didn't want to redo it again. So yeah. um, So yeah, right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna show how to basically get this Windows machine, basically connect to it and gather information, possibly passwords and whatnot. And how we do that is through Kali Linux. If you guys don't know, Kali Linux is basically Linux, but with a bunch of hacking tools. So, oh crap, I don't know if, okay. So yeah, I guess we'll get right into it here. Let me pull up my notes. That's not it.
Is anyone not familiar with what Linux or Linux distributions are?
It's okay if you aren't.
I'm not.
Okay, sorry, I had no idea what it was before class. Linux is essentially it's like a different kind of operating system. So there's Windows and there's Mac. Linux, there's a lot of different variations of it, but it offers a lot of versatility. The way it stores data is a little bit different, and then usually to navigate through it, some of them might have like a graphical user interface where you can see applications and stuff, but some of them may just be Linux coding. And Linux requires you to enter in a lot of different commands to get certain things done. So he'll kind of show you what that will look like. It can be very, very useful if you're trying to be super techie about things.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, so Linux is actually is based off of something called Unix. And I think it was like back in like the 80s or something is when it was made. Basically, it was just an easier version of DOS or whatever else was out there. Well, that's what it was argued as, from what I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, on this stuff. But yeah, it was argued to be a lot easier and user friendly. And it was just a different way of doing things. So actually, Apple computers are based off of Unix also. So and then what they do is they build off of Unix. So it's not technically called Unix; it's just called Mac OS or whatever. And then Linux is Linux. You know what I mean? Um, and yeah, so it's in then so like the reason why Linux is so special is not only because it's free. That was definitely a big part about it. It was one of those things that, like, why are we paying for operating systems when we can just use Linux, um not only that, but it's open sourced, so a lot of people are allowed to make their own things, and that's why there's so many different flavors of Linux. Is because it's open to the world. People are allowed to do what they want with it and distribute it to the world. But things like Microsoft, that would be considered illegal if you sold your own copies of it. So it's definitely a cooler way. And it also allowed a lot of programmers to do what they wanted. And that's why, the world has things like Google or, whatever. So, yeah. um, so, yeah, I guess we'll get into. So yeah, so we're gonna be using Kali Linux, which, like I said before, is like it's the hacker version of Linux, right? It's the flavor that all well, not all, but most hackers try to use. Um, and then we're just gonna use like our victim computer, right? Is gonna be Windows. So let me pull up my notes here so I don't mess it up. So one thing that Kali did about a year ago. It was a big thing. Well, technically Metasploit. Um, if you guys don't know, Metasploit is like a big database full of basically known vulnerabilities for Windows. Um, so it basically you can generate a program basically that is malware pretty much that you put on this machine, and then you can grab all sorts of stuff. So let me just show here. So can you guys see the screen fine, or is it too small?
No, we see it.
Okay. So while that loads, come on. There we go. Okay. So as you can see here, it has 7 evasion files, which basically means, so evasion is, I guess, it's evading antivirus, right? So it's supposedly harder for antivirus to find it. I haven't tested it yet, so it might. I don't know, but we'll see here in a sec if it does. I don't think it does though. I don't think Windows Defender does. So how we do that is yeah, come on. Oh, it's just that. Yeah. So these are the known evasions that they use. Here, I'll try to. So we got App Locker evasion, Windows Defender. We're just gonna use Windows Defender. So let's see here. So basically what we're doing is we're gonna say, all right, I want to use number 5, which is Windows Defender exe. So basically what we're doing is we're going to create a exe file or an executable that specializes in evading from Windows Defender. And then right here, we set the file name. And then we can do this whatever we want. We can say, you know, memes.exe, right? Or whatever. And then, let's see. Then we got to set the payload. So basically what this is, here, let me type it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to use what they call reverse TCP. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use HTTPS. For those of you that don't know, HTTPS is encrypted. So I don't know if it helps or not, but I always just do it just in case. So basically what reverse HTTPS is so normally what happens is what they call a shell, which is just, so my computer connects to somebody else's computer, right? But a reverse shell is somebody else's computer connecting to my computer. And it's usually unwillingly. It's malicious. So basically, yeah, what happens is when the user clicks on that exe file, their computer connects to my computer and I can control it. And then I gotta find my IP address. So I type ifconfig. Did I, what? Oh, I probably. Am I forgetting something here?
Sudo
Yeah,
I.
okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's the new Kali.
Okay. So our IP address is 192.168.28.135, right? So what we do is we set lhost 192.168. What was it? 28.
What is the L?
135.
Is that the? I guess I was confused what the L host stands for.
So, I to be honest, I don't know, but I know what it means. Like when you set it is, so basically you're saying that when it's like okay, so when you double click on the file in your Windows system, right? The file is gonna execute and then try to connect to a computer, right? But the computer that you're connecting to, you need to set an IP address for. Um, and if you set the wrong one, it's obviously just gonna error. So right now, this machine's IP is 135, right? So when the user execute it, it's going to go to my Kali machine, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was just curious what the L host was. Is there variations of host?
I honestly don't know.
Because I'm still learning like Kali command or like Linux commands in general, so it's still kind of new.
Yeah, I think that's just how they have it. I could be wrong. Actually, I could probably look it up. Yeah, I think that's just how they have it, but let me see here. Localhost, that's what it stands for. I believe that's why they have L in front of the host. And that would make sense too, because, you know, it's local, obviously. It's not public.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we're gonna press enter, and then we also have to set the port. For those of you that don't know, again, port is exactly how it sounds. So in real life, right, we have ports or entryways to certain parts of our land, right? It's the same thing with computers. A port is basically an entryway, and it's like a protocol, right? So if I was connecting via SSH, it would be port number 22, right? If it was HTTP, it'd be port 80, or HTTPS is 433. So yeah. uh, Sorry, give me 1 second. So yeah. So then we set the port, right? So because we want it to be HTTPS, that's why we have 443. Right, and then what we do is we type run. So now what is happening is we generated the exe file. So here, I'll just do this. So as you can see, it went to home, Cali, MS4, local, and then memes, right? So we got to go to home. Oh, interesting. I think it has to. Here, I'll just do it in the terminal. Oh, whoops. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I'm kind of bad at typing, if you guys can tell. Let's do that. There we go. Okay. So now this is the exe file, right? So what we would do normally is we drag it over to our Windows machine, or if this was actually, you know what? How about we do that? Let's show it in the somewhat realistic way. So okay, I just had to make sure it was running. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna have the victim go to our website and download it, right? So first thing we need to do is copy it over to our website. So as you can see here, when I list the directory, right, we have memes.exe, right? So, and then the directory for Apache 2, if you guys don't know, is just var www HTML, right? So now, I'll just do this. So 28.135. Okay, so now we go to our Windows machine. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Okay. Hopefully this works. Oh no, it has Edge. All right, hopefully this works. Yep. Okay. So the theory here, right, is that I have a piece of malware on my server, and I trick the user into clicking a link or something, right, or copying this link over, um, and then so we have the file downloaded. So now what we got to do is hopefully I don't have to redo this again. I don't think I do, but so now what we do is we set the listener up. So since we have our computer, since we generated the malware, now we need something to basically accept connections. Oh, and actually, I think Windows Defender actually caught it. So yeah, as you can see, and Windows Defender is doing its job. Normally though, there would be ways around this. This malware is kind of old, so I'm not surprised about that, but we'll keep going. So use and then set payload reverse HTTPS, right? And then we set the L host to equal our IP address. So 192.168.1. Oops, I think it was 28, right? Yeah. 28.135. All right, and then we set L port to 443. And then I believe we just, we type exploit, but I'm not going to do that yet because I'm going to try to get this malware back before Windows Defender just eats it.
So fun fact with firewalls while he's doing that, if Windows Defender can't block it, then 99% of third-party firewalls won't be able to also. Because third-party firewalls, when installed onto Windows, create something called third-party hooks. And when you install them into Windows, they actually create more of a vulnerability than just using Windows Defender does. So there you go.
Yeah, that's actually true. I actually tested that once too.
Yeah, all the major security experts out there have already said that it's more secure to use Windows Defender than anything else.
Oh yeah.
I mean, nowadays it's just as good as everything else.
Huh. I did not know that actually.
Yeah, I mean, a third-party firewall is just fine, but like antiviruses, I think that's what I said. Did I say firewall? I meant to say antiviruses.
Yeah.
Yeah. A third-party firewall is okay, but yeah, antiviruses, no bueno.
Yeah, definitely.
That's really interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm. And if you want some good antiviruses, I can recommend some.
I personally, right now, I use WebRoot, and it kind of sucks. Figured that out a couple days ago because I was writing in Python actually a Chrome password grabber, and WebRoot just didn't even detect it. So yeah. Okay, so I think I got it now. Sorry about that. So yeah, so in a perfect world, antivirus wouldn't catch this, but clearly they got better at it. I can show you a script that actually works a little bit better and doesn't get caught. So yeah, I double click the file right after downloading it, and now I got a session. So yeah, basically now I can do whatever. There's certain commands like you can see the webcam, get passwords, create a keylogger, download stuff, upload stuff. There's all sorts of stuff you can do with Metasploit. So yeah, sorry about the long wait time. I completely forgot about the VPN, and then yeah, we got it now. So now that that's over with, let me show you some other types of malware that I might have. Now, the reason why I have honestly no idea why Windows Defender doesn't catch this stuff as easily. But I have some scripts that I wrote that blatantly are malware, and nothing detects it. So here, actually, we got to do this first. So I have one that actually gets passwords from Chrome. So we got to install Chrome first.
Did you write these yourself, or did
Yes.
you?
Well, I took parts of it from other people, but I kind of like put it together by myself. Actually, I could put it on my GitHub once I'm done here.
Is that GitHub available for the group or no?
No, but I can make one that can be if you guys would like that.
Just not for you.
Yeah.
All right, not for Roy, I guess.
I think it saved it. Yes. Okay. Thank God. All right. So now we drag that in there, right? I converted the Python script to an exe file, but I'll show you the source code here in a second. Hopefully this works. So normally you can just double click it, but it kind of goes away really quick. So I'm just going to do it in the CMD. Come on. As you can see, my name is Jerry. Hopefully this works. Yep, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, once you save a password on Chrome, it goes into it and grabs the email and password. And yeah, so how it works, here I can probably pull up the code. So here's the source code for it. It's all in Python, by the way. So basically, it starts by setting the directory that Chrome is installed, as you can see here, and then it basically kind of so all the passwords are stored in a SQL file, if I'm not mistaken, and they're all encrypted. But that encrypted password is also stored in the place where Chrome is installed. So all you got to do is just decode the password and then use that password to decrypt the passwords in the database, if that makes sense. And then yeah. um, yeah, but don't use that for illegal purposes, by the way, because you'll get in trouble. But yeah. So yeah, I guess that's it. Any questions or anything?
Go for a lot of things in security, especially if you ever have, I don't know, like Pete Anderson or Tony McCutcheons or something. They'll teach you things, but make sure you know the difference of when it's okay to use, because some things are not necessarily legal.
Yeah, no, everything I show you gotta be careful with because you could get in a lot of trouble for it. So yeah. Actually, apparently that's why they got rid of Cali, or they blocked it, was because a lot of kids were trying this stuff, and then the school was like yelling at them, so they got sick of it and just decided to block it. I don't know why, because you could just use a VPN, but yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys like want to do some research on hacking or something, and you're like a little freaked out about using it in a regular browser, you can always use browsers like DuckDuckGo is a really nice one. I have one that I use. I'm trying to pull it up right now.
There's Brave as well.
Yeah, Brave is really good. And then
Hey, sorry, I gotta run.
Start Page is another one.
Yes. Roy's out.
I'll see you, man.
Hi, Roy.
See you, Roy.
See ya.
Cool stuff, though. Awesome.
Cool.
Yippers. So next week I'm gonna try to we're gonna do more Active Directory stuff, and then after that we're gonna try to work on securing it. So if you guys don't know, Active Directory is basically like So, for example, how you guys can log into your accounts across the school, no matter what what computer you're at. That's Active Directory. So next week we're gonna learn how to make that, and then we're also gonna learn how to secure it somewhat. And that's relevant to the competition because we literally had Active Directory, and I was on it. Actually, during the competition, we had something like 40. No, the pre-competition was 40 users, and then the real competition was 40,000 users, and I almost died because that took me like an hour to do. But so yeah. All right. So I guess we're all done for this week. Sorry about